You've all seen me do Spectre arms before, high-speed builds, fucking MOSFET fittings, blah blah blah. We're not going to talk about this gun. While I'm doing it, I'm going to talk about do's and don'ts, and why the do's and don'ts for doing high-speed builds. Because everyone tries to sell you hopes and dreams, and there's far too many fucked videos on YouTube that just peddle you absolute bollocks. Alright, so let's just fucking crack on. So she's chronoing in at 275 at the lowest to 280 at the highest. That is on a 0.2 with the 0.2 flying straight. What we're going to do is we're going to put a bigger spring in there, and we're going to set the hop so the hop is pushing a 0.28 nice and straight. And we're going to make sure that we chrono on 0.2s with the hop set that way, that it's definitely putting out 330 to 340. That way you're going to get better consistency, better range and better accuracy. That's the first step. Once we've done that bit, we're going to move on to putting in a MOSFET and a set of 16:1 gears. That's crap. Right, serious impression. So there we go. 255, 258, 258, 257. As you can see, this piston O-ring is fucked. Ready? 307, 305, 307, 305. So this is hopping at 0.28 and it's chronoing on 0.2 semi-auto. 325, 326, 322, 324, 325, 325, 327. Full auto. Now, high-speed build shit. There are many things people do that you can and can't do, should and shouldn't do, yada 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 yada. Now, what I've done with this one is what I do with any high-speed build. First things first, I've let the customer know that this should be used on a 7.4 volt battery if they're going to use loads and loads and loads of full auto, or they can use the Warfet programming card and they can just turn the rate of fire down a little bit if they want to. It's up to them how comfortable they are with the rate of fire. Now, something I don't build is wanker guns. Okay, that's a gun whereby the person using it is a wanker, and they are using 40, 50 rounds a second. Any airsoft site that allows 40 or 50 rounds a second is basically just asking for trouble. I wouldn't have anything to do with that kind of site, alright? CQB is for semi-auto only, or very short bursts. You know, have respect for the fucking people you're shooting at. If you are putting out 50 rounds a second, if you are just blipping your trigger, blip, 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 just short fucking pulls on your trigger, you're putting out 20, 30 rounds at people. Alright? No one fucking needs that. Fucking grow up. You know, have some fucking respect for the fucking people you're playing against. Semi-auto, short bursts, and a nice rate of fire. I build high rate of fire guns for a nice rate of fire, a polite and respectful rate of fire. Now, there's a certain barrel length that you can use that is too much. If your barrel is too fucking long, you're not going to do very well with a high rate of fire build. The best kind of high rate of fire builds have actually got the shorter barrels. Alright, that's why you see a lot of these fucking ARP9 builds. Nice short barrels. Think of it this way. How many BBs can you fit inside your barrel? This is not, by any means, the equations you put it to. Just imagine, just for a second, how many BBs can you fit in your barrel? Alright, let's have a look how many BBs we can fit in that barrel at any one time. So that's how many BBs you can fit in this barrel. 36. Now let's think for a second, that's 36 BBs at any point in time going down the barrel. So let's assume you pull the trigger, it starts firing, and you do, say, 3 seconds of firing. Alright, at any point in the middle of there, you're going to have 36 BBs in your barrel. With that amount of fucking ammo coming out, you should have a decent range and accuracy with your full auto, but you'll still notice that your gun is probably firing a lot more accurate or semi-auto. Now, if you decide you're going to start rocking even higher rates of fire, drop your barrel length down, and/or wide bore barrel, and/or, but probably should, HPA, even though it's for fucking SodaStream Ghostbusters. But that's where we're at. Now, this is the length of the barrel. We could have put a shorter barrel in there, a shorter front end on, and solve those problems, but that's the length of the barrel. So what we're talking about right now is literally this barrel in this gun and the best rate of fire for this gun. Now, there is a hell of a lot more fucking to it. There's so much more to it than that. I'm just giving you a very basic thing. Now, there is a hell of a lot more fucking to it. There's so much more to it than that. I'm just giving you a very basic thing. If you want to know how fast your gun should be for the best range and accuracy in full auto, line your BBs up. Generally speaking, 20 rounds a second's pretty fucking good. That's decent. You don't need more than that. So this gun is running an 11-1 battery. It's running, it's an M100 spring. It's got a high-speed motor, the 16:1 gears. 16:1 is the way to go realistically. I find that 13:1, it's approaching too fast. And 12:1, there's just not enough pull there to drag that fucking piston back properly if you want to start getting this kind of power out of it. And I think 320, 330, that's fucking nice. You know, that's a nice power for a high rate of fire gun. It's absolutely fine. It's fast. Now, gearbox noise doesn't just come from gears. You heard me set it up, the gears are quiet. But this motor is turning fast. The motor is turning fast. And the faster a motor turns, the higher pitch it gets. Yeah? So a lot of that noise comes from the motor. We're also working on the fact this is going to draw it back slightly, release it and pull it. So the winding sounds different. Yeah? There's a lot of reverberation going around the rest of the gun. So there is a decent amount of padding at the front. I've checked out the cylinder head. There is a decent amount of padding on there. We're not going to have to worry. We're not going to have to worry that's going to rupture or crack. It's exactly the same amount of rupture or cracking you'd get if it was just running as in its standard form. So that's not a big deal. Your full auto setting. This is on 90% rate of fire on the 11-1. And there's a damn good reason for that. Firstly, I feel that this is good enough. I'd be running this on probably 70, maybe 80% rate of fire, but this one here is running currently at 90%, just to show you something. In a second, pause this video, and I want you to do a search. Go onto YouTube and type high rate of fire build, or DSG build, and see how many fucking videos look like this. They're showing you either the entire lower of a gun, or even better, just the gearbox, a pistol grip and a fucking motor with some fucking wires going over there. Now these people will always fucking tell you, this gun has done like fucking 500,000 rounds. There is absolutely no problem. It's never jammed, never stalled. I've never had a fucking problem with it. 500,000 fucking rounds has gone through this thing, and I'm showing you today exactly what I've done to build this fucking gun, and you can do it too. And it's the fucking range and accuracy. It's doing fucking 480 feet per second. Blah blah blah. It's a load of shit. It's a load of shit. And here's why. Why do you think that guy sat there with just a gearbox, just a pistol grip, and just a motor, some wires and a battery? Do you think he sat there and took his entire gun apart just to show you how well the gun works without the gun fully built? Yeah, it's fucking unlikely, isn't it? You know, that's fucking fairy tales. What you've got there is Uncle fucking Dickhead from the moon. If his gun was working flawlessly, alright, if it was working the way he says it fucking does, there is no way he'd be showing you just a gearbox, and just the fucking motor and pistol grip, it needs to be showing you that fucking gun firing. But how rarely do they do that? How rarely do they fucking do that? Have a little look. So pause the video, have a look. You back? Yeah. Any of you who did fucking check, it's hilarious, isn't it? Why is that gun in fucking... Why is it not built? Why is it not built? So when I show you this one going, I'm going to show you it built. Because, you know what? Yeah. Remember, kiddies, high rate of fire builds hurt people. That's not what we're doing here. We're not here to hurt people. We're here to have fun. Alright? We can have a high rate of fire build because it's fun. It's good to have it. When someone says to me, I want 40, 50 rounds a second, alright? And anyone here who's asked me to build them stuff and I've turned it down, please comment. Alright? Like and subscribe. Please comment. Because I turned down high rate of fire builds. Because A, it's not good for me. It's no good for me. Because the higher the rate of fire, the more cost involved, and the less reliable your gun's going to fucking be. You don't want an unreliable gun, you want a gun that's reliable. That's what I do reliable. And I'll push this as far as I can to the point where I go, yeah, if we go any further, the gun's not going to be reliable. That's not good for the customer, it's not good for my reputation, and if it is going really fast, do you know what? At some point, some cunt's going to get hurt, aren't they? And that is not why we're doing this. You've got to be respectful of the people you're playing against. You know, just think about them for a second. They're not going to like it. And the people who fucking moan the most about high rate of fire guns, you know, the people who want to build the fucking high rate of fire guns, the people who want to have all this stuff, you know, it's the same people who want to have a fucking HPA fucking powered pump action shotgun with a fucking drum mag on it, you know? It's just dickhead time. And having a high rate of fire gun that does 40, 50, 60 rounds a second, that's great fun for you, if you're a prick. But it's not fun for anyone else. Now we're going to reassemble. And you get to see it firing, reassembled. How about that? Okay, so right now, I'm going to run this on the 11.1. It's on 90% rate of fire. Alright? Here is the mag. We're going to get some .2s in there. A medium amount of precock on, this is perfectly fine. I can pluck this trigger like a guitar string. Alright, is my little fucking bass. Ready? It doesn't get any faster than that. How can it get faster than that? That is lovely. You can get more precock on that, and you can make it so the trigger's even more responsive. The cycle time's the same, but the trigger's more responsive. It's fucking freezing in here. Now, here is the setup. Literally taking the gearbox casing off, so you can see what I did to get my sort of 20 rounds per second, give or take, depending on your battery and settings and blah. So that's the amount of work that I've done to the piston. As you can see, I've taken away half of one of the teeth, just at an angle, so that the gears can grab properly. And it's already got a tooth missing from up here. Alright, then over here, this is the sector gear that I'm using. No teeth have been removed whatsoever, and that is a 16:1 ratio. And that's a decent gear. The bearing on here is very, very useful. Now, you've just seen that it does high speed and yada yada. I'm going to jump it up very slightly, just slightly, by putting some short stroke parts. Watch this. As you can see, there are teeth removed from that one. .2s. This thing is now a fucking chainsaw. There are reasons to run a fucking rate of fire in the way that I've just done it. There's a reason. Firstly, if you want to have the awesome semi-auto, it's a good fucking reason. But with the Warfet, you don't need to do that. And in my opinion, this is exactly the same sort of semi-auto response as what I got before. But if you fancy a shiggle, it's pretty fast. Yeah, that's pretty fast. This is where it gets stupid. This, to me, is beyond what I would accept someone to shoot at me and, you know, my customers with. I wouldn't like this to happen to them. So when this gun goes out to the customer, he's going to be having this on a much lower rate of fire. We're going to tune the rate of fire right the way down. He's also going to be using this on a 7.4 most likely, because He seems like a sensible kind of guy. I think this is more of a response to the people. And do you know what? Most of you are fucking beautiful, and I love you for it, because you get the joke. You get the joke. I swear a lot. I'm a little bit rude, or a little bit devil may care, but I think you understand that I'm trying to help people, and I'm trying to promote our sport and our fucking pastime in the most sensible way we can, a respectful way to each other. Just because I swear a lot and I say things, you know, it's a bit of a giggle. You turn up to a site with one of these things, and you do this to somebody, you're a bit of a cunt, aren't you? So we're going to be tuning this right the way down. Right the way down. Because that's called respect. Right at fire control. I think so. Let's be a bit devil may care. Let's go there. Now it's a bang, shall we? Even that's a bit mean, but you know what? That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad.